And welcome back to not Final Fantasy 15. If you couldn't tell by the fact that I have everything but the well, looking at the audio, everything but the audio players are at 0. And we're currently playing the Sunlight Waterscape. Today, more Lostbelts, or to be more specific, Lostbelt 3 and the events. Lostbelt 4 has come out in the time since our last fake run or our last fate stream, but I haven't played it for obvious reasons, and Draven doesn't quite know how to summarize it yet.
I don't know how to explain it or summarize it in the slightest, because the shit that happens in it is fucking whack.
Okay, this one has voice. Oops. Okay, now I need to find a different one.
If I'm gonna say it in the best way possible, all you need to know is...
Hey Draven.
Yeah?
You think this music works?
It should. As long as it doesn't bother... As long as it doesn't cause any problems, it should be fine.
Okay, well, once again, I am doing laundry because it seems like I'm always stuck doing laundry with talk streams, so...
Works out, I think.
Yeah, let's make it some work done, and let's get a talk stream and letting Draven get out all his anger and aggression and desires and wants. And essentially just lets Draven...
call it that.
And essentially lets Draven instead of being a co-commentator be the main speaker for a while.
Right. So...
Although I will not lie, I may end up doing an actual game stream after this, depending on how I feel and whatever my mother wants.
Alright, so... Lostbelt 3. Where to even fucking begin? Okay,
well,
so last time we left off on that, fuck, how do you pronounce that name?
Moostic. Also, this music does not work at all. it's too epic for this.
Right. Just find something chill, like...
Ooh! March of the Dreadnought, that's perfect!
Yeah.
Sorry, I adore March of the Dreadnought enough that I could listen to it for hours. Like I have before.
Yeah. We're sticking and Gudaka have been poisoned, and now we have to go out this third Lostbelt.
To be more specific, Konohana Yusakia poisoned a cake that was supposed to be good for Gudako, but Gordoff ate half of it as a snack. I'd also like to note that in RP, it was the children who got poisoned, which caused problems. I'm not going to go anymore because that Lostbelt was weird, and we haven't actually finished it yet.
Yeah.
For reasons that we would not be going into.
So yeah. Now we're here. There. So basically, you gotta get to the how to solve the Lostbelt and get the antidote.
You only have about 10.
The reasons why you were
you only have about 10 days to for the poison takes you, and Gordoff has even less, which in gameplay is shown by your skills getting a sort of like you can't immediately activate them. You have to wait a few turns for you to be able to use them, thanks to the poison. It starts off as like 1 or 2 and goes up to I think 7 or 8. Is that right, Draven?
Actually, no. It works. It works like this. If I remember correctly, it starts off, I think it's like, depending on the level, it's like, it starts off at like 5 or 4 or something like that. No, I think it's like, it starts off at 3, but then it increases to 5. Because the poisonous start to really take effect.
Joy. Screw you, Tomomovich.
So basically, the reason why you're even alive and not basically killed by her at this point is because, she needs your assistance. And by assistance, she means basically cleaning up her mess.
Well, more like Hinako's mess.
It's not even cleaning up Hinako's mess, it's literally just cleaning up her mess because she can't solve the problem herself.
Yeah,
because everything has gone to shit.
And I think this happens more than... I think this also happens in the Force Lostbelt to what I've done on my own time, so... Can't confirm, Tomamovich is something of an idiot.
Not really an idiot per se, it's more like... the moment people realize what she is they don't trust her, and the moment they don't trust her, Vitch can't get close.
Which makes sense considering what she is, that being she's an absolute, well, replace the V in her name with a B, and that's what, and you got what she is. I'm trying to make this, well, it's gonna fail because I swear a lot. I'm trying to make this at least a little kid friendly, and that along with SLUT are two words I refuse to say, along with slurs. Because, I mean, that's just wrong.
Let's try
to quote Mr. Torg, respect woman. Yes, Torg has infected me.
So with that, basically you've got to clean up the mess, or you're gonna die. And where is this mess taking you? All the way to ancient China, and I don't mean just like simple ancient China. I mean all the way back in ancient China.
We're talking first emperor of China. In fact, the first emperor of China, or Mothman as me and Draven call him, is the Lostbelt King. We call him Mothman because he looks like a Mothman from Persona, and because he's a prick.
I actually genuinely like him.
He's nothing more than a punching bag for me.
The reason I like him is mainly just because he's so fun. I mean, one, I've always liked the flamboyant character archetype, and two, it might be the fact that his voice actor is having beyond fun with voicing him.
It also kind of helps. Okay, Mothman is okay, but because he's Noble Phantasm, which is a bunch of self buffs, are so strong he can one-shot Avengers. You know, the thing rulers are weak to. Because yeah, by the way, he's a ruler.
He ascends to the fullest. He's powerful. Let's just say that.
He's also immortal because unlike in real life where he drank mercury and died, he drank mercury and lived.
He ascended to the status that he wished to achieve.
God damn it! I'll get him back.
Don't know why that happened.
Because my internet likes to laugh in my face.
All right, so back in Ignition. Mission and back on topic. You landed in ancient China, and you are already assaulted.
By who, you may ask? Well,
it's his first. At first, when you meet him, you don't know his name. But
okay,
the second time you fight him,
let me just fight. You're almost immediately ambushed by Saber. In fact, he's the Saber that was shown in the Lostbelt promotional material. That's twice in only 9 minutes.
Well then.
That happened. You didn't even leave my party for a moment. Like, whatever.
Anyway, let's try this again. And the person who ends up ambushing you refers to himself as Gao Hao Chang Gong. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
I think that's right.
Just refer to them as Gao for a bit, but eventually it's revealed revealed through Hinako when you actually first meet her that his actual name is Lan Ling.
The prince, the prince of Lan Ling, essentially, he wore a mask in life because his face was so pretty, no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
This even shows off in his noble phantasm.
Yeah, he shows it off as noble phantasm, though it's meant as intimidation, and it seemed to be considered as intimidation. But in reality, the best way to put it is that it's just with one quote to the enemies.
He's the ultimate Bishonen, essentially.
The best way,
even though he is very obviously male, he's put within he is often shown art within Kidou, Astolfo, Dion, and Mothman because those four are either have no gender or you're not sure. Although Astolfo is male, they still do the whole is he male or female thing.
To be fair, I'd say the best connection that Prince of Lan Ling has is actually with Dion, more particularly because of Gao's kit, which we'll get into later.
In the character, which after we were done with the story, we may or may not do character before gameplay. Depends on how we're feeling.
Honestly, we can just do both because character comes with gameplay as well.
Yeah, but we're okay. And we have actually shown some of the base facts in previous streams. So yeah, fair point.
Yeah. So let's just talk about. So yeah, the best way to put Gao is just with one thing. His noble phantasm is essentially the epitome of, oh no, he's hot!
Okay, back to the story, Drew, before we get sidetracked, because I actually would like to do some character stuff in today.
So, moving along, after defeating him, he decides to go for the best decision and run the fuck away, because he realizes he can't win against you.
Makes sense, considering all the servants you have.
However, then you run into the next problem. And by next problem, I mean I'm sure everyone is familiar with the terracotta soldiers. Yeah, they're here, apparently, and now they're mechanized.
Those soldiers are essentially thousands upon thousands of ancient stone statues that are in, as we're called, Beijing, and they're essentially supposed to be a monument to ancient Chinese warriors. Although now they're mechs, because mechs make everything better, apparently. So what's actually going on in the Lostbelt, Draven? Why is Hinago the cryptor running?
Well, let's just give it in simple means. The Lostbelt King has essentially taken over the place. Ace, how hard have they taken over the place? Well, not only do they have they somehow gotten, and I'm going to quote this as best as possible, somehow they've managed to actually put a leash on fucking Zhang Yu,
who, by the way,
only by modifying their body to where they're a literal beast man.
I'd like to know, Zhang Yu was Consort Yu or UW.
Wait.
I'm doing him. He was essentially a very well-known and respected general in China. However, in this version, he's a berserker, and he's about as big as Ivan. I'm not kidding. He looks like he's a centaur with 6 arms, and he looks like a boss from Dark Souls.
I would more put him as a Final Fantasy boss.
No, the creators have literally said, yes, we based him off Dark Souls.
Strange.
He's more unsettling and scary with the whole green flame motif going on.
But in reality, he's the farthest from intimidating. He's actually a very nice guy.
He's respectful and kind, and he is enough. And he's actually fairly respectful to women, and not in the "I will lord over you" way, and that he actually respects them because he's a good guy.
The man is a good person. He also has a very awesome noble phantasm, but that's for later.
Yes, much later. So,
speaking of running into him, after dealing with the terracotta soldiers and a few other things, you end up encountering him head on. And, well, he's just as terrifying. Terrifying, and yeah, you're dealing with a lot. I should also mention something, since this is a thing that's going to be happening with most Lostbelts now, Al, but 2 servants end up joining you for your travels.
This has been sort of, it's been sort of things with past Lostbelts, but it's a lot more obvious here. For us, as I recall, it's Mordred and Spartacus.
Yep. Mordred is kind of obvious as to why they'd be here in just what is basically an eternal rule.
Kingslayer. And Spartacus, I mean, his whole thing is, die, oppressors! And his whole thing is rebellion.
I believe the word you're looking for is it is the oppressor.
I will not lie, that's fucking terrifying. Also in this one, both Jin Kei, who's actually a fairly important character in this, if you remember what she almost did, and Spartacus gets animation updates. Spartacus using his crying warmonger to full effect.
Yeah, and it still looks fucking terrifying.
Yeah, more so. So
Jin Ki gets the best out of the animation updates because holy shit. But yeah, in the end, and your goal, and after being Zhang Yu and Gao teaming up, seriously, those 2 are fucking terrifying together.
A debuffer and a berserker. Yeesh.
Yeah, so you manage to defeat them, but they basically make a tactical retreat. I think if I'm correct, the reason why Zhang Yu runs is because he's starting to lose control, which basically is probably the best thing that he has as of now, because yeah, pretty much he's trying to protect Lan Ling and Tanaka.
No, yeah, but it's a little hard when the guy who controlled him wants Hinako dead. Yeah, the Lostbelt King kind of wants to kill Hinako, which ain't good.
She is a definitive threat to the reign of the king.
We'd also like to note, around this time, we realized that while yes, people are happy eternally, they don't know how to read or write, and they live extremely short lives. So yes, while everyone has essentially ascended to a higher plane, they're also idiots and don't really live long.
Yeah.
It's sort of like seeing humanity regress to its most foolish state.
Yeah. So in the end, So in the end, you end up fighting through some more things, and then an interesting thing happens. You notice something about some familiar enemies that show up, such as giants, and the ice scorpion-tailed beasts that you encountered in Lostbelt 1. In fact, you're encountering a lot of things that have appeared from other Lostbelts for some odd reason, and they also have this little stamp on them. They're literally mass-producing monsters.
Also later on, they steal your freaking shadow border!
Yeah, and make copies of it, and turn it into the Tiger Tank!
And complete with wacky music often reserved for say, summer events. Seriously, that thing is not... It also doesn't help that it tends to break down in the middle of the fight.
It also explodes whenever you kill it, and it's the only enemy to have a death animation that is, well, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Sad?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's the only one that actually looks... It just dies.
So
just explodes.
We also have two other servants.
The
ahead.
first one to appear here is... Oh, good lord, I forgot their name.
Red hair, Chuma?
No.
Quinn Lang Yu?
Quinn.
Quinn Lang Yu was a female general, and she was actually female. Unlike most females in this universe who are epic.
She's actually the first one to come to your side and help because, well, she actually does want to help. And it's actually kind of sweet and nice. Nice.
Hey, Draven.
Nice. Yeah?
When does the Iron Giant reenactment happen?
Soonish, actually, because after a while, after a bit of time and basically becoming a thorn in the side of the Emperor, he decides to drop a fucking meteor on you.
And the village you're in.
Yeah, so they literally have to iron... So, basically...
What? Okay, I will take this. Let me take... Spartacus tells you to do one thing. He's going to save the village. Now, we'd like to know... Spartacus' whole thing is rebellion, yet he tells the player to command Spartacus stop it. Your only response? Jump. So Spartacus literally Iron Giants the meteor and stops it. In the process, it also damages Spirit Origin enough that he could possibly never be summoned again.
And this is why I have Spartacus at Ascent. And this is why I fully ascended Spartacus.
Also, earlier, when a young boy asked him if he could be as strong as Spartacus, Spartacus, in his own slightly twisted way, said that yes, he could, as long as he grows up strong and helps protect the people he cares for, and rebels against those who would hurt them. Which makes Spartacus actually very human, which is important because in all their appearances, Spartacus has been nothing more than a slightly less crazy Hercules that's less able to tank blows.
The best way to put it is that he is the living embodiment of revolution. And that is drove him completely mad, but at the same time, there is still Spartacus there.
He still has a sense of justice and camaraderie, as shown in several story scenes and in his own, and even in how he fights.
Yep.
So after that, who do we meet next? Or actually, what happens after the meteor?
After that, Gao kind of requires your help.
Why is that? Because
Hinako got captured.
And as shown in a scene, she's stuck in prison with Tomomovich, who, by the way, is wearing a very revealing Quinn Pao. If you don't know what a Quinn Pao is, it's a traditional Chinese dress. Please go look it up because I cannot explain that thing. But hers is, well, it has double slits, and there's a very obvious fox head right over her chest, like a cleavage window. It's also freaking the word
you're looking for, I believe if you want to try to say something in particular, imagine an outfit as the embodiment of the word thought.
Yeah, basically.
Look, I'm willing to say this shit. Do you have to be the... But, yeah. So, you have to get there.
Okay, side topic, but in-game, there's an NPC who's just walking in place because he's stuck on something. It's kind of stupid looking. I'm gonna turn the camera.
Gao needs your help, and you have to go there. It's an interesting testing area, being guarded by more terracotta soldiers and an actually pretty background. However, things go to shit rather quickly, because the moment you free Hinako, she kind of just has had enough with you being here, and being a pain in the ass. So she wants you dead. Though I think her reasons for it are as such. She knows why you're here, and she knows that you're going to end the Lostbelt. So she basically wants to kill you, so that doesn't happen.
Why is it getting me feel very quickly, but she's been very adamant from most Lostbelt in, I'm only helping you because I have to, and I don't want this place gone.
And, well, you have to fight him. You end up doing so managedly, even with Hanako's support, which is a very interesting thing because she uses all of her command spells.
Well,
all of them.
Well, Clippers have always done that, but not as
fast, and there's kind of a reason for that, especially with what's about to happen. When you defeat Gao, Hinako used her final command spell to keep him alive, but it's kind of useless.
And then the reason why is revealed.
If I'm correct, Hinako starts basically just asking him to not go again, and Lan Ling finally just tells her that it's fine. At least something akin to that, and actually says her true name.
That being not Hinako Akuta, but take it away.
Yu Miaoyi.
One of the consort Yu the Beauty, and
the wife of Xiang Yu.
Now, how is she still alive? I'll be taking this because I actually looked this up. Yu is an elemental. Essentially, true ancestors, which can also be known as vampires, are extremely long-lived people that need to drink blood. Yu, however, does not need to because she's an elemental that came straight from Gaia, the Earth, and as such, she's somewhere in between a heroic spirit and a phantasmal. However, she's been living for at least 2,200 years. Alone, and she wanted to summon a saber to see Zhang Yu, her husband, again. No. Instead, she got Gao.
Nope.
Oh.
Her original servant was supposed to be, as designated, Gao. Her servant was supposed to be originally Ryder.
Sorry.
However, and it was supposed to be Zhang Yu, since obviously Zhang Yu would have been a Ryder. However, due to her personal connection, there is also the case that Gao could have been a Ryder.
Hell,
but that would have been when he was in his older age. He even
summons a horse for his extra attack, and he's riding one of his normal phantasms. So it's obvious that if he wasn't a saber, he'd be a rider.
Yeah, but if he was a rider, it would have been in his older age, an age where you would have never known him. So, in the best way to put it, due to you knowing him when Lan Ling was young, he ended up getting summoned as a saber in his younger form.
Gao is actually fairly apologetic for this, but Hinako is angry at first, but not exemplary. We'd just like to note, Hinako being or rather, Yu being angry is kind of a thing for the rest of the Lostbelt. Also, Yu is not earning much for her later ascensions.
She's just, to put it in the best way, after Lan Ling fully fades away, Yu loses it and basically just makes it her entire mission to kill you.
Also, get her outfit changed completely, changing to essentially a very fancy dress that shows off inside boob, and she's obviously not wearing undergarments.
She doesn't really care much, and she's just ready to kill you at this point. She wants you dead. Because you are taking away that happiness that she so longed for. And, well, it's kind of terrifying because her yelling is definitely a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also just... Look, the personal effects it has on Gudako is definitely notable.
MASH also is fairly effective, but we don't care much about MASH in this. Also, I'd like to know, Hinako is terrifying because one, she has fangs. 2, her eyes go blood red. 3, she's a true ancestor, so she has a lot of blood powers. And 4, she's an assassin. Which, while in gameplay means she's weaker due to the modifier, in story, however, that means she has presence concealment, which is very bad. Because if you know what presence concealment does, well, fear her. She's honestly terrifying.
It also doesn't help when also considering her noble phantasm.
Which unfortunately, when we get to her for the character video, makes her turn from possibly one of the best 4-star assassins into one of the weakest because of the side effect the phantasm has on her. That being removing all of her buffs, which is very bad.
We'll get to that later, and
Sorry.
I'll be the one explaining that.
Apologies, my bad.
So, after somehow magically surviving her onslaught of pure anger, she runs off, and just before you can even stop her, you're side blocked by something else.
Who's that something else?
Well, if I'm correct, more terracotta soldiers, and magically after you somehow get past that, you deal with Vitch's sassiness.
Is this where Chituma comes in?
Well, after that, you kind of realize the only place to go is that floating fucking palace. Alice out in the middle of nowhere.
Since Vitch lost the antidote, thanks Vitch.
Yeah, so she ends up... So, you have to go there. But suddenly, in the horizon, you see... a tactician, you think. Ah, a caster. This will be a worthy ally. No, instead your ally is a fucking horseman horse.
We'd like to know... Okay, before that comes up, the tactician is actually, not Zuling, Lubu's tactician, I can't remember his name now, but he is a dead ringer for Rami if Rami was older and a male. Rami being Lubu's, master in Extra. And your ally, we literally mean horseman horse, because it's a centaur with a horse's head. Or to be more specific, it's red hair, Lubu's horse. When your horse has better animations than you. Poor Lubu.
When is he getting an animation update? Come on, man! He deserves it!
No, he doesn't.
Look, people use Lubu. Let the man have an animation update where he can be cool.
He's also a berserker on par with Darius. Even the extra most of his moves are just smash, smash, smashy, smash.
To be fair, there is God Force.
Yeah, but God Force is his MP.
Yeah. Alright, whatever. Let's just keep going.
We're not. Also, his name is apparently Chituma, and his skill set's kind of garbage. He's also a 3-star rider, but he's not
bad. He's not bad, all things considered. But when you have,
we'll get to that when we get to him. We'll get to that when we get to him. I'll just say this. Medusa is honestly more viable than him, especially considering she used a lot earlier.
And doesn't require the asinine ascension items.
Yeah, we're gonna go into such items a lot when we go with characters in a bit here.
Yeah, let's get past the nightmare hellscape. So after proving yourself worthy, the tactician and the horse. Horse, yes, this is an actual thing. They decide to help you out. But in the process of this going on, well, I'm just gonna put this in the best way possible. Jinky has gone on her own, basically to try to assassinate the Emperor of this place.
Which makes sense, considering that was her whole job before she got killed.
And, well, history repeats itself.
Although she nearly did get him.
Literally, instead of being... It's funny that in this case, if I'm correct, it was like she was 3 steps away.
Also,
this
is
time
something
she
kind
was
of funny.
literally just 1 step away from getting to him.
Also, I'd like to note, her sacrifice actually helps because she showed him a smartphone. Because how can this place be paradise if smartphones don't exist, essentially? And a virus infects his mechanical body, which actually helps him be weak enough to kill him later on. I'm not joking, Jinky actually does this. It's as stupid and funny as it sounds. Yeah, she uses a smartphone on him. However, before you can get to the Emperor, you have one small, not so small problem.
Technically 2, but let me go through that first because I'd like build-up. So
go for it.
Basically, so first of all, you make it into the place, but you end up encountering a few resistances, such as assassin enemies that seem to be fighting in a particular martial arts style. But you manage to get through them, along with defeating Quinn, who has to be the guard dog, reluctantly. But you kill her, and then you find the Shadow Border.
And the captain of the guard, as I recall correctly.
Yeah, first you gotta get through more, or just have to get through more guards, and then you encounter the captain after you basically have gained his attention, and he just shows up, O's up, and it's just like, he is very quiet, but the moment you see him, and the moment you just have his presence, you know exactly who he is. Before
Draven goes fanboy, I'd like to note, he's an old man wearing a traditional Chinese dress that's pure red, gray hair, and glasses. Like glasses to cover his eyes completely black. And he exudes killing intent. Who is this old man? Why, it's...
He is Li Shuen.
Now, before you all collectively scream in terror at that, I'd like to know something else. You know how he's so deadly and can kill servants in one blow with his no-second strike? Well, guess what? And yes, I'm taking this. He's not even a servant! He's just been cryo-freezed for so long by the Emperor. He's still human, and he can kill servants in one blow. He's still human.
It's to a point. It's basically the case that just. I think the best way I can put it is that since all servants are essentially still mortal, and can still be affected by ice strikes that would easily kill a normal human, and they're still affected. I mean, look, if a servant can still be affected by striking their pressure points...
But yeah.
Well...
I cannot realize this enough. Old man Li Shuen is still human. He's not a servant. And yet, he can completely insta-death your entire team in battle. He's broken. He's terrifying. And I'm kind of surprised that Alice hasn't, been trained by him yet.
I'll fucking get to that.
Okay. Anyway.
The real shit, though, is just... The real kind of matchup with him, though, is just First, have King Hassan fight him. Fight him for a true battle.
Between the old man assassins, because they're both old man assassin now.
Between between all of the Gramps.
They're both Gramps and they are both assassins. The only difference being King Hassan is a 5-star. Sorry. Well, Old Man Lee is a 4-star, but they're both very good deathy. Oh, okay then. But the
difference is that one is limited and the other is not.
Okay then. Anyway. After
somehow beating him, and even then you don't like truly beat him, he actually is just like impressive. You passed the test.
Essentially, you never actually beat him enough to end him. You just impress him. You just gain his respect enough so he'll let you pass.
Yeah,
and oh hi there you. Oh god, you wants us dead.
And she's teaming up with Zhang Yu, the ultimate couple team up.
Yeah, an assassin.
Terrifying.
I was like, no, if you break her first break bar, I think first or second, Zhang Yu loses his berserker weakness, but still has this berserker strength.
It's kind of the best. I don't think he does, but in probably the best way to put it, he basically just if I am. Oh yeah, right. I remember in particular. If you take out Zhang Yu's health bar first, you essentially makes it so you can't hurt him and have to forcefully attack her. Much to Zhang Yu's probable disliking.
The man doesn't even remember you, but he realizes if she says it must be so, if she says that she was one of my concubines, it must be so, and immediately trusts her and helps her. True dedication, Zhang Yu. After putting those two down,
basically Zhang, both of them are on death's door, and while Yu doesn't want to surrender and wants to try to kill them, Zhang Yu is able to at least stop her from doing so. And then you move forward and have to fight Zhang Yu again because, well, he's been ordered to stop you from getting any closer to the Emperor. And then you have to kill him, which utterly destroys you. And I do mean utterly destroys her. She's kind of broken for a minute, but before Zhang Yu dies, he at least asks her one thing: to, at the very least, consider becoming a servant.
Which, as shown by the fact that she's in the game, she does. And she's still, and when you summon her, she's a little uncomfortable that she got summoned after the whole try to kill you thing. You're also still her Kohai, because, I mean, she is older than you in both seniority and actual age, boy.
She also is still a bit pissed at you for beating her. Like, there's no way she's not going to be pissed.
Because this can count even if you haven't actually beaten the third Lostbelt, because, as I recall, isn't she, like, not limited?
She's not limited, however, she is story locked.
Unless you do a banner with her.
Yeah. Which there hasn't been many banners yet. There's only been one so far. Technically two if you count the assassin banner.
Much to Draven's despair, because he absolutely adores you.
I love her. She's the best. Like,
okay.
Seriously, I think she just won me over with being on. Okay, I need to stop. Go slow down.
Draven, if it helps.
Okay.
When we get to her characters, I'll let you take all of it so you can fanboy.
Thank you!
You're welcome. I mean, you're letting me do it with Erish, so...
Yeah. I also feel like I'm gonna have to fully take over Ishtar.
I'll do her, but I'm going to smack talk her every second of the way.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. After that, you meet the Emperor as he proudly fucking just walks up and is like, "What is up?"
I'd also like to know in RP, he says the word pity, which is a trigger for Lilith, my character, and she completely beats him senseless.
It works. It went well. Let's just say that. Yeah, it went well. Let's just say it went well. So
Mothman is now terrified of a young girl who has the powers of space. Yes, I'm evil.
So yeah, Moth. So yeah, Moth. I still find it funny that out of all things, I still find it the most hilarious way. It's just one small topic thing. Is that all of the Lostbelt 3 serpents fit Alice? How does that happen?
Because Lilith has no emotions, remember?
And is slightly. Let's be honest. If there is a level of rating them on like evil to neutral to good, Lilith is evil. Let's not even put that past her.
Well, chaotic good is her official alignment. Sorry, chaotic neutral.
I'm still saying evil.
She can be kind.
She can be kind, but so can servants that are of the evil variety. As for Alice, is it possible for there to exist true good? Because Alice is basically that.
She is not.
She's at least sweet.
She's also an assassin.
Vermont. Okay. I'm not talking about the Demiurge timeline.
Original timeline Alice is not full on good. She's still sadistic.
A bit, but she's at least say chaotic good.
Chaotic neutral. Enough talking about stuff no one else will understand besides us. Let's get back to the ending play after Mothman is defeated.
So after a fight with Mothman that results in what the fuck is going on? Why the hell does he hurt? Why is he hurting my Avengers? What the shit?
Crits for days, my friend. I am dreading that fight when I get to it because I'm only gonna have one Avenger.
Could be worse. Worse. Like, honestly, it could be worse. At the very least, Berserkers still affect him.
And are gonna die quickly.
Yeah, but there's a solution. I believe you know the power of Jolter Summer.
No, actually I don't.
Imagine just Avenger. Just imagine regular Jolter, but Berserker, and, damage that somehow reaches 200 to 300k always.
Okay. So what about the Spyro tree? Well,
Mothman is basically just like, all right, you've beaten me. I consider this fair and just. And he's basically going to say, well, I've managed to keep the Lostbelt tree from taking me, but it seems I'm going to have to be taken to it now in order for this Lostbelt to be done. So I shall. And then you just hijack the thing, basically wanting to murder you.
Yeah, you has one last middle finger to you. It doesn't stick, but points for trying.
She essentially just wants you to die. She doesn't even care if she dies in the process. She just wants you to die.
Which is honestly why
Fails.
But she tried.
Yeah, you managed to at least get it through, and after that, you end up being the Lostbelt and getting the antidote. After somehow magically surviving death itself, you still feel pretty fucking depressed. That's because you had to do that.
But yeah.
And during the final moments before the Lostbelt itself fades, Mothman has a bit of an interesting, melancholy speech. It's interesting, but he at least thinks on it before just accepting that this is the way things are.
And that's all the Lostbelts we are willing to speak of right now, because 4 is still kind of... yeah.
Now, we can talk about events, but... okay, going to be honest, we can honest... okay, kill me now.
First event! Setspun!
Hot Springs. That's it. Hot Springs, cute moments, that's it.
Setspun
ignore
is...
it.
No.
No.
There's
literally,
more...
that's all it is.
No, it's not, Draven. Let me actually say this, okay? Because there are gameplay elements. Firstly, Tomo is your main ally for the event. It's 100 floors where you have to climb up. However, the hot springs do exist, but for one reason. You can, after servants are used, they have to essentially have a recharge time, which which servants go into the hot springs for to cool off, which has led to a lot of fan theories. Also, no support servants at all in this event. It's just your own. You can't rely on your friends Merlin or Waver or John or Jalter or whatever. There.
Perfect.
That's all. That's all I had to say, Jeremy. No need to try and talk over me.
Still feels like that's just it. At least in terms of story.
Also, after that, we have the Valentine's event, which is essentially Semiramis hijacks it. That's about it. Then, yeah. Inheritance of Glory. Oh boy.
Okay, so it's an Apocrypha event.
Inheritance of Glory is essentially a continuation of Apocrypha, if everyone got resummoned back with most of their memories intact. And Seek is back, and he's not a piece of cardboard. He's actually, has a personality this time, despite being, spoilers.
The problem is that his voice sounds like a piece of cardboard.
Spoilers. He's not actually Seek. It's a copy of him, of sorts, because his real form is... okay, his normal phantom looks like Bahamut. That should be enough for you to understand what happened to him.
Yep. So yeah, essentially you have to go through through the situation that was the original Apocrypha, but with Sieg as your ally, along with Chiron, Iron, and Achilles.
And no one actually dies, as I recall.
No. Oh, you get everyone. And you also get, if I'm correct, 2 animation updates.
Atalanta and Siegfried, which is awesome, because I have both at max extension.
Okay, wait, no. Sorry. 3 animation updates. Mordred gets 1 too.
I'm really happy, because when that appears, Atalanta and Siegfried will finally get better animations! I have a secret soft spot for both of those two.
Yeah, Atalanta's cool, but yeah. So essentially, gotta help him out, get through the Great Holy Grail War again, and reach the end where you don't fight Amakusa, you actually fight the Grail itself.
Also, I'd like to know, Darnik gets a
Darnik.
smackdown.
Yep. Just as expected.
Also, I would like to know, there is a fight with Amakusa where you fight along with him David, Kentoki Berserker, Benkei, and as I recall, Georgios. It's those four because those four were originally going to be servants that were part of Apocrypha itself as sort of a third faction, or actually take the place of other servants, but they got scrapped because their appearances weren't good enough or didn't have characterization, and the designs got later integrated into Grand Order.
Yep.
So, a little bit of backstory for you. Definitely worth it.
So, that's the basic gist of the event, and the welfare servant for this event is, of course, Sieg.
As a caster, which sucks because, like Siegfried, Sigurd, he's also is a dragon slayer, but most dragons are riders, which he has a disadvantage against.
But here's the thing. Unlike Siegfried, Sieg is better than Siegfried in kit.
Yeah, fair.
Because
Still,
he has
awesome.
an art, because he has an arts boost, a golden rule that actually fucking works. Perks, and a Dragon Slayer that actually has an NP charge with it.
Draven? Let's move
I
on.
got one in the interlude.
Thank you. Now let's move on. Next up, Good 3, which is not a joke event. Oh boy.
Yeah, so basically when you think that Good is going to be a joke, going to be another joke event, but then, well, I mean, first you find out the details of what's going on. Oh hey, you're in World War
2.
Okay, yeah, sure, that's fine.
And one of the first events, Nobu shoots you with a new sprite.
I'd say it's more new artwork, and the new artwork looks pretty fucking awesome because it's the first time you actually see Nobu with a very cold expression.
Also, the Chibi Nobus want you dead.
Yeah, literally the first thing you see the Chibi Nobus do is murder a man.
And we mean full on.
It doesn't also help that Nobu literally does manage to shoot you. It's unknown where it hit, but I'm gonna say the gut.
Fair thing.
I say this because literally you can't run away from Nobu and are forced to use your servants to fight and try to escape.
Problem!
Well, you're being surrounded, that's the first problem.
Secondly, someone else comes in to save you. Sort of, not really. They also suck.
To be fair, well, you technically are saved by 2 people. 3. Three.
Let's count the duo as 2 people, okay? Let's count those 2 as 2 people.
Yeah, so first Okita Alter. She protects you. She's cool. She's good. She cares. She's also very confused.
We also like to note that, she doesn't actually know her own name. I got out of the car. God damn it.
Okita Alter doesn't know who she is at first, but she knows that she can fight, and she knows that she wants to help you. The next people that come to save your sorry ass is the greatest couple in this fucking game.
Sakamoto Ryoma and Oyu. Sakamoto is by the way. Sakamoto was also the tactician who essentially was the main pusher of the Major Restoration. If you know what that is, yes. Also, he's in a badass white suit with a really nice hat. He essentially
looks like The best way to put it is my one friend said he looked like a phantom thief.
And Oryu is a true dragon that he saved because she asked him to. Like, to quote, she was going to eat him after he got out, but he just got out and said, "Okay, essentially, okay, you're free later." And then she just followed him because he's so honest and didn't even try to do anything for her, despite her being a bloody dragon.
Yeah, and just and to quote one last line that came with that bond seed, where you get to find this out. Eventually, I didn't really want to eat him anymore.
We say this because Oryu asked Sakamoto if she can eat us at the start. Which I'm sure some of you out there are into that sort of thing, but I'm not.
She's but yeah, she's definitely...
She's sort of a creepy cute.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that her appearance is... It also doesn't help that her appearance gives off the vibe of creepy cute, because she looks very pretty, but also creepy.
Unsettling.
Yeah, there's also the fact... there's also the fact that her...
By the way, we like to know, she looks like a high schooler, not a dragon. She also floats behind Sakamoto like, as I now know, a stand. I'd like to know something. Until about 3 months ago, I didn't even know what JoJo was. Or what a stand was.
You're welcome!
Fuck you. You corrupt me. You ruined Continuum, damn it!
Look, we really should continue that.
Later, not today. Besides, we still have to go through Gate.
We have to go through a lot of things. In fact, you still said you wanted to watch fucking Steins Gate.
Well, no, duh. Steins Gate. Okay, we're getting off topic again. We need to stop doing that.
Alright, so basically, you kind of get the general situation with Oreo and Ryoma. Though, mostly Ryoma.
Oreo just wants to eat you.
Yeah. So essentially you manage, at least somehow, to get through most of trying to figure it out. But I think you get lost around, hearing that you're in World War II, this is Los Angeles, and oh yeah,
San Francisco.
Not the Grail War.
It's San Francisco, not Los Angeles. God damn it.
Oh, San Francisco.
Yes. Okay. Stop. People would stop saying it. It's San Francisco. I can confirm this because of the background. The background is San Francisco. I've been there. God damn it.
But yeah. So San Francisco.
Puppy in the background. The puppy's not mine.
Yeah, that would be mine. Sorry about that.
As long as it doesn't try and chew through your cord again. Or yell into my mic.
Yeah, so...
You need a bit?
No, just need a second. So the ending... So, basically, after figuring all of that out... I think someone might be home, that's why.
Of course.
So... So, after figuring that out, and also figuring out that this is a Grail War, and, also the fact that Ryoma is literally a counterforce, or servant.
As is Okata Alta, actually, as we find out later on.
Yeah.
Well, how shall we put this? Sorry, go on.
Well, okay, basically your first objective is to deal with missions and try and take back the area from the different sides and people competing in this war. There's a bit of a thing I should mention about what this Grail War is. This Grail War is essentially one that will decide who gets to actually be accepted into the Throne of Heroes. Which is really fucking weird. But in context, it makes sense, considering Okita Alter's existence, Okada's existence, and Mitsuhide Akechi's existence.
Also, yes, we must know Okada Izo. More on him later, but he is one of the best assassins in the entire game. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Just, yeah. So, after taking back some places, Aces basically has jobs ups for the Ryoma Detective Agency, which is basically what it is. You get a visitor! It's Okada! He wants to kill you.
He and Sakamoto aren't on the best of terms anymore.
Yeah, look, just the best way to point it out is one of his lines literally just when you have Ryoma is just, in my room, if you have Ryoma, there's a chance you'll just hear him yell, Ryoma!
And I'm gonna guess in anger.
It's kind of hilarious. Beyond.
Also, side note again, but when me and Draven did this in RP, Laius became a freaking force of nature, and I loved playing the bad guy.
I didn't. I almost lost an eye because of that.
Good.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, just... I heard that, and I'm just gonna say... That's cruel.
I'm cruel. You've corrupted me.
I haven't corrupted you to the point of being that truly cruel.
I was joking. I was messing with you. I knew. I said it loudly on purpose.
Okay, just... Back to business. You eventually beat down Okada enough to calm him down, and despite wanting you dead, he kind of realizes, okay, maybe we should work with each other. So they're gonna kill Ryoma after this.
Fine, Ryoma, you can just die quickly if you want to. What?
This really isn't what I want, but maybe I can talk him down.
Ryoma, it's Okada. He wants to. Besides, you're a writer. He's an assassin. Natch.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah, Ryoma is kind of on the receiving end of a lot of death threats.
Yeah, but he just doesn't give a shit. Like, he's the most chill person in all of Chaldea.
Well,
the only one that can
Hector.
even, come close to... To be fair, Hector is serious when he needs to be.
Yeah, and so is
Ryoma,
Sakamoto. And so is Sakamoto.
Yeah, but I think Ryoma reaches the level where, well, Hector will probably get serious the moment a death threat comes his way. At least a big enough one that has a blade pointed at his neck. Ryoma will probably just still be chill and just be like, hey, can we just talk this out?
And, you know
what I mean?
like I said, I thought about
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact.
remembering that you said you had a flight that you
Also, apologies. My mother gets
I thought,
very, very loud when she's on the phone, like stupidly loud. She starts shouting.
Yeah, so yeah. A fight with
so many cool hats
So, yeah.
there of all different varieties, you know, all
The next objective is
Mom,
to get through
You're a little
everything.
loud.
sorry, honey, all different kinds of stuff on them, and it's like, oh man, I know me, I'm not gonna
I can't even hear you
This,
over her.
don't worry, I'll just...
Yeah, so,
I'll wait.
She moved away, thankfully.
Okay, so basically your next objective is to take certain areas and also get through just essentially everything. However, that comes with its own issues. Own issues as you run into different servants, different enemies, and oh yeah, you end up fighting Okita. Who actually... Yeah, you end up fighting Okita one-on-one, though it's mainly Okita Alter versus Okita, which actually helps Okita figure out who she is, and due to a very mutual warrior kind of understanding, Okita gives up her Shinsen Gumi coat and gives it to Okita Alter. Which is how her second ascension is a thing.
Okay then. That's fairly important because the coat is one of Okita's most treasured items.
By the way, I'm attempting to summon.
Oh boy! Everyone pray for my best friend's success!
I don't really know who I want out of this, but I'll just see what happens.
You never save like I do.
Hey, look, you have a point. Huh? What the fuck?
What?
On our original topic where we were talking about Lan Ling, I got them.
What?
Yeah, I got Lan Ling.
Image, show me the image. Show me it right now. Right bloody now.
I can screenshot it.
Do it, now!
I'm, okay, I definitely need, I'll definitely take him,
Do! Show me! Show me!
Here he is. Sent it on Discord. He's now in my team, alright. It wasn't Ash, and it wasn't Arjuna Alter, but I'll take him. He's good.
Come on!
And finally, I have a Lostbelt servant that I wanted!
Come on, game! Why do you keep giving him the luck? God damn it!
To be fair, let me point this out. I 30 rolled on the Lee banner. I got nothing. Not even a 4-star.
You have You have so many 5 stars! You can't say anything!
Look, I have this thing I call it, all my luck comes and it goes. It disappears, it fades. It goes up, it goes down.
I'm going to smack you.
Smack me all you want. You still smack me all you want. Hunt, there is still... Hunt. There really is nothing else I can say to you.
I just hope Erish comes home.
I'm hoping too, because I'd rather not see you be where I am when I don't have any good luck.
If she doesn't, I may actually give up the game.
I'm just gonna hope for you. I'm also going to hope. I'm probably gonna do some banner rolls on her occasionally.
There's only one banner. There's only one banner for her.
Yeah, like I'll just do some summons on her with tickets. I'm just gonna hope that I get Enkidu, because Enkidu shares the banner with her. I'm just gonna hope I get that and not her.
If you get her and I don't, I'm literally just gonna go. I'm just gonna stop playing.
Okay, I want you to do that.
The mere thought of you getting her but I don't just fills me with a tons of despair.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I really am hoping, honestly. Because I feel that might actually jeopardize a friendship.
It would! That would legitimately hurt me a lot.
that point, that's the moment that I probably might consider just giving you my account at that point.
Problem is, I have too. I just.
Huh?
I'm just not that type of person, and I can't. And I don't want to give up all of my servants that I already have because of that. Please just come home, Erish, please.
I mean, don't I have some of your servants that you already have?
Yeah, but you don't have all of them.
Okay, who don't I have?
Okay. Alright. Well, hold on just a second. I'm in my bedroom changing clothes, and my son just came in with all the clean clothes. Also cleaning at the same time.
Let me think.
I have Nursery, I have Atalanta, I have Passion Lip, I have Nurse, I have... My brain goes dead for a second. I have Kuro. The only one I think I don't have that you have is Medea Lily.
Suzu.
True, I don't have Suzu. But
Mom,
then again, I also
Mom,
have
here are the rest of the clothes.
Yeah.
As a show.
So,
But
sounds
then
familiar.
again, I do have Suzu.
You do?
Well, not Suzu. No, not Suzu, but I do have Lobo, and you can use the pick a 4-star thing to get Suzu. But to be fair, that's we'll just see what happens. I'm just hoping that it doesn't come to that.
That would honestly make me very unstable. That would make me very unstable. If you got her and I didn't, I would probably go into shock. I already failed once with melts. I don't want to fail again, please.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. I know how you feel. Just, you have my hope. I have faith that you'll get her. I do, and I honestly do. You have tried your best for her this entire time. She'll make it to you. Somehow.
I have until Christmas.
Yeah.
I currently am sitting at 247. My hope is that by that time I'll have close to 500.
Yep, because you won't have any banners to pull on, really. Because there's no 5 stars you want.
Yeah, and the only real one I would even pull on is Shimosa, but even then, I'm not going to.
Yeah, because like, look, even with Old Man Samurai,
I already have enough good sabers.
Yeah. I'm mainly going to be pulling on the Raiko and Shuten banner.
I am not touching. I accidentally used a 30 pull a few days ago because I misclicked the buttons, but I am not touching any of the summon banners until hers. Not one.
You'll get her. Don't worry. Just keep yourself calm. Everything's fine. Also, we kind of sidetracked a bit. Fuck it.
Can we just do the next event now?
Yeah. There's really nothing else to be said.
1 second. There's something in my PlayStation controller. There we go. 1 second. There's some sort of gunk in my PlayStation controller. Okay. There we go. Next event is Summer 3.
Sure.
That event can...
I think it was hot there on the plate. Sorry. Thank you. Alright, sorry about that.
Summer 3 can... It's a Groundhog Day, Luke, where you're helping Jean alter in a swimsuit, sell doujinshis, and BB's behind the whole damn thing again.
This is becoming a theme. But, however, it gets... Okay, as an honest thing, it gets really depressing. Like, it seems goofy and whimsical at first, but then it starts to get disturbing when you finally notice the loops. And you finally realize what BB's doing, and then she becomes a full elder god on you.
Because, spoilers, Nyarlathotep, thank you, is in her. And the only reason she isn't a foreigner class is because her Moon Cancer class overrides it.
Yeah, and she's... Okay, let's just point this out in the best way possible. She's an absolute... I'm just gonna say this in the best way I can. And... the entirety of this event... and at first is definitely both whimsical and terrifying, but it also gets depressing when you find out BB's reasoning for wanting this endless paradise. She wanted to save everyone, to keep them from suffering what the Lostbelts are doing.
Because Summer 3 takes place in a sort of a phantom third year before the Lostbelts.
She knew it was coming, and she wanted to stop it.
So, after having to put her... It's an unsettling event, and I'd honestly rather not go into it due to how just creepy it gets.
Yeah.
And then we have the next two events, which I'm just going to be very quick for. The next one is Halloween, which... Oniland. That's all that can be said for that place. Oniland.
And you get Magical Girl Shuten.
Creepy.
It's surprisingly interesting, and I give credit where credit's due. Ooh, she's actually pretty cool. After that...
we have the Christmas event, which is Quetzalcoatl, who is the ruler Santa, takes over and makes it a wrestling match.
It's
also
amazing.
That's the best thing I put into, but also the new servant is someone called Bradamante, who's one of the 12 paladins. And I will not lie, she's pretty high up on my tier list for favorite female character. She's a lancer, very interesting skill set and animations. I just like her, and I won't lie, her somewhat revealing outfit kind of caught my eye too.
I mean, it catches everyone's eyes. You can't just ignore that outfit.
It's essentially a bikini. With armor. Also, she's a massive Chernobyl, and as you should all know at this point, I'm also a massive Chernobyl.
I still think her best ascension is the one where she gets the military coat. Oh yeah,
by far. That's the best one.
Yeah, the military coat is just where it's at.
Now then.
Military... Yeah, so... Also, one thing to mention about Quetzalcoatl, those fucking abs, man.
Anyway, the next big event is... boy.
What is it?
Tokugawa Kaiten Labyrinth Oku.
Wait, no, we're forgetting something.
All we're forgetting...
The Mediema event!
Oh, fuck! Oh, God damn it.
Can you not forget about Gordon Ramsay the bird?
The screen actually cut out. The screen actually, the screen, I scrolled too far and I didn't see it. Oops. Oh god. I scrolled too far down and I didn't see it.
You are a horrible person.
I'm just an idiot, okay? Okay.
Benny is going to press two slices of bread against your face and ask you, what are you?
I'm actually a good cook, Draven, so she probably won't.
You never forget about the bird.
Sorry. Anyway, we're talking about the Benny Enma event, which essentially Benny Enma, a sparrow lady who uses ventriloquism, she runs an inn.
And said inn you have to help out with, along with watching Tomoe, Osaka Hime,
Kiyohime, and Mash actually get... Okay.
Utterly fucking reamed by... There is a reason why I refer to them as Gordon Ramsay the bird.
Benny Enma is essentially a female Gordon Ramsay, and to quote, she smacks around Tamamo for being too presentation, same with Kyo, but worse. With
I think with Osaka Hime it was because she just basically she just basically makes pre-cooked ramen.
Essentially, Benny wants to have Osaka Hime reincarnate to be a better chef. She's that bad. And Tomo, there's like a meme where she slaps 2 pieces of bread between Tomo's cheeks and asks, "What are you?" An idiot sandwich. Because to Tomo, cook 20 minutes at low heat is the same as cook 10 minutes at high heat. We're not kidding. This is actually a line. However, she delivers a bit of a stealth comment to Suzuka Gozen. Her cooking is clumsy, and it has no real. It doesn't look good at all, but it is healthy and nourishing, and she needs to find herself a husband. We're not kidding. She actually says that to Suzuka.
I'm sorry, just hearing that, I'm getting reminders of Santa Salter just saying, you all need to find someone.
Also, there are several events like Li Shuen's trial quest. Oh boy, and
there's no Li Shuen trial quest.
Yeah, there is.
Well, technically, there are. Technically, I guess it's a mission where literally you only get to use him, but it makes me so happy.
Also, the prerequisite for that event is, Yu has a extremely stiff back. The end result is she makes noises that only Zhang Yu should hear. We mean those kind. We mean...
Giving credit, just giving credit to Lee. The man knows his pressure points.
Essentially, he makes you make noises that should only be heard when someone is copulating, if you know what that word is. Good for you. If you don't, please don't do it. Your mother or father may sue me.
Let's just try to.
If you're under 18, do not look that word up on pain of death.
Other methods other things include, but are not limited to, in terms of things that go on in the event, having to deal with fucking Fionn of all people, but also Diarmid because he's nice, he's cool, he's chill.
Also, there's a scene where Anastasia comes and she's extremely warm, and then monkeys try and steal her jewels, and then she starts throwing mud balls with jewels in them.
It's cute.
It's also
yeah,
freaking amazing.
There's also right. I should probably mention there's a moment in Summer 3 that will never leave my mind with Anastasia, and that is her literally just popping up to say one line and one line only. It's too damn hot.
There's actually an image somewhere on the internet. I couldn't find it, where she throws off her her cape thing, essentially leaving her in a topless a strapless dress, and she's just screaming, saying it's too damn hot in very loud kanji.
I love that way too much.
Also,
which is why I'm glad I have her on JP.
Also, for Valentine's, Anastasia made a V doll for you instead of chocolate. But she and Minnie Kuchan, if you remember who that is, it's essentially a miniature version of Ku from the Ilya event. They have a fight, but by the morning, Yoruba's trans, they're friends, and Anastasia has a very smug grin on her face.
It's amazing.
Anastasia was known as the prankster.
Yeah, but as for that, let's just keep going. After all of that, Benny and Tenma is happy to have you over, and Li Shuen got to relax.
Everyone wins except Mash, who's stuck in Hell's Kitchen.
Where's the lamb sauce, Mash? Where's the lamb sauce?
Save me! I don't know why, but I don't like MASH that much.
I really hate to see the time when we actually use MASH in an RP.
That time will be never. Also, next event! Go to Tokugawa Labyrinth.
Are you sure?
Yes, I checked. I double checked. I triple checked. Between then and now, the only thing that's happening is reruns, Valentine's, and Moriarty getting a costume dress. That's it.
Okay, yeah, right. So the Tokugawa Labyrinth. Welcome to. Oh no.
I don't even know anything. Okay, you got this one because all I know is the final boss.
Okay, I'm going to explain this in the best way I can. The labyrinth itself is an actual worrying singularity. No one knows exactly what's going on with it, but they know that it's definitely dangerous and that it needs to be gotten rid of. However, there's issues. One, every single servant has disappeared from Chaldea.
Eee, that's bad.
This is not a joke, this is an actual thing. And for some reason, no one is aware of it. It's as if their minds have just been blanked on it. And the only servant that remains is Kiara. Yeah. So she's with you throughout this adventure. And she's just kind of happy to be of assistance. However, there's a purpose to why she's here, along with why another certain person is here. You end up encountering Parvati, or as she's more known for who she's inhabiting, that being Sakura Mato. Things are about to get fucked. So let's talk about the main servant of this event. Kama.
I will take this, actually.
Go ahead.
Kama is something of an enigma because she starts off as a young girl, but as she ascends, she gets older, and it's later on revealed, I don't know much of it, but it's not just Kama, it's Kama Mara. Mara is an Indian god who was something of a...
Kama Mara, particularly an aspect of Mara, since Kiara is also Mara. we'll get to explaining why that is a thing.
I also like to note something. If you look at her actual art, officially the younger form is Kama, while the older form is Mara, and the second ascension is something of a fused state of both halves.
This is why that one seems to be both a mixture of. This is why that one the second ascension seems to be why it's I'd say it's best explained that the second ascension seems to be a mixture of sassy, yet also kind.
I'd also like to know that officially, the older and younger forms are two different people. Like, they literally appear on screen together in a couple of scenes as two different people.
It's a thing.
It's a weird
Confusing
thing.
And weird at times, but interesting.
Also, I'd like to know, this is a bit of a sidetrack back to Benny Enma, but during the Benny Enma event, Tamao Cat got an animation update, and it's so good.
I mean, she sends an explosive omelet into your face.
And after Nimble Phantasm, she literally just, when she's stunned, she's actually sleeping for those turns.
Yeah, they gave her a new thing and everything, and she looks adorable.
Anyway, off topic, sorry. Kamamera, or I guess Mara, can I just reveal who Mara actually is, Draven?
Well, I mean, I think we explained it before, but let's just go with a case of saying it. Go for it.
Kama/Mara is Beast 3L. The other half of Beast 3, with Kiara being Beast 3R.
Yep.
Yes, they finally went back to that point. This is.
It's kind of the case of, if I may be remembering it wrong, but it seems to be that the two aspects of Beast 3 being lust is two different aspects of lust.
One is giving and one is receiving.
Yep. And all are disturbing.
Mm-hmm. I also like that
especially when you get to the fucking bottom of the labyrinth. Let me just point out, never can you be so terrified by seeing multiple of a really, really beautiful woman.
I'd also like to know, it has been confirmed, young Kama is using a young Sakura as a vessel.
Yep. And
with the older one being essentially Dark Sakura.
Yep. The basic finality of it is that it's basically Dark Sakura.
But 10 times stronger.
Yeah, and it just gets so bad. But as for plot things that I'd like to mention, this entire event has shown that Gudako has reached a mental breaking point. Like, to the point, just let me point this out. Usually Gudako has been able to resist mental attacks and mental charms, just due to their nature itself, but in this event, they literally fall for they literally fall for just Mara's arms, and end up wanting to give in to the lust. And it kind of shows that they're literally almost broken. And this
is a major plot point for the next event.
Yeah. Speaking of that, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Introducing the waiver case file. I mean the Lady Rain's case file event.
Start of it. to start the whole thing, Waver is dead.
Been fucking murdered.
Although it was later revealed on, not actually.
Yeah. In the end, you find out this, and at first, well, your objective is find out who killed Waver. Simple enough. It's an interesting case, especially for a case files event. But things start to take a turn for the worse, whereas you start noticing like different things going on such as you know, weird and crazy things, but then something happens. You end up going to a library where you end up digging into some information. And that's when you notice the one problem. Your memories are jumbled. Things aren't adding up, and you almost forgot Roman. Almost. You managed to keep him in your mind, but you then realize that your memories are all jumbled, broken up, and in bits and pieces. This is the entirety of the case files event. Going back and trying to remember everything.
That's actually fairly hard, because whatever force has done this has changed events extremely.
From, in particular, when you fought... In particular, there are some minor examples, such as in Onigaishima, you fought Aishima instead of fighting an assassin Shuten and a berserker Ibaraki, you fight Lancer Ibaraki and Caster Shuten. In another example, instead of fighting Edison, Karna, and Helena, you fight a Tesla, Karna, and Helena.
Another point, Olga actually temporarily appears, and it seems like the whole event where Lev killed her never occurred. At first.
Yeah, but it still starts to get really... It just starts to affect everyone, and it gets worse and worse. Especially when you realize who's the true culprit behind all of this.
Memosine, a computer program inside Chaldea, the reason why they did all this, they wanted to help Gudao from all the trauma they've been having these past few months. Essentially,
however,
resetting
that didn't
them.
really work out. By that point, what ended up happening was essentially, while they wanted to do that, the problem is that they ended up trying to erase everything, including the existence of Da Vinci. Because one of the most traumatic moments for Gudako was, of course,
Da Vinci's death.
Yep, and in a result, Gudako resisted everything about that, to the point where the AI literally became so embittered by this that... The best way to put it is that the entire existence itself is what remains of Da Vinci. If Da Vinci had any negative emotions. That's the best way to put it.
Now, there are 3 servants that help you throughout the event. The first is Reigns herself, or Sima Yi in Reigns' body. Along with her weird Mercury thing, Trimao. The thing Kane was using in Zero.
Yeah.
Because Reigns is, I think, Kane's niece.
Her name... isn't her last name Archibald?
Fair.
Either niece or some other kind of relative.
The actual heir to the Archibalds, but Waver kind of has to do it because he's older than her. She's technically not of age yet, but she's still the craftiest little witch ever.
One of her expressions literally has a devil tail popping off of her with her smirk.
Just like one of her favorite pastimes is messing with people and annoying them. Especially Waver.
Allow me to point this out. Not only did she become a writer just to fuck with Waver,
Despite finding like a caster.
she also chose Suma Yi to be the person he fused with. Because in history, Suma Yi was the rival to Suhuge Liang.
The person that Waver has inside of him, and in fact, Sima beat Zhu in Three Kingdoms.
Yep.
The two other people helping you are Gray, Waver's assistant, who unfortunately has Artoria's face, thanks for nothing her village, with her annoying familiar ad. I'm going to who is, surprise, surprise, Artoria's Lance. Romaniad.
I still say Rogmediadon.
There's an H in it.
Yeah. Rogmediadon.
It's Roan Miniad. That's literally what Artoria Lancer says.
There's always the G is in there though. Like, you say wrong.
Whatever.
Oh, you say wrong. Yeah. Go ahead.
Point is, Gray is adorable. She is very easily flustered.
Sweet, kind. She's sweet, and her smile is the best. And Ad, I kind of love Ad, especially when he just speaks up, because I can never get over, and I have to give credit to his voice. It's amazing, and also I can't unhear when he says "Timaikiaugse," something like that.
Also, Estrella, who's in Luvia's body. Oh boy.
And well, she still does suplexes.
That's in fact her noble phantasm. There's quite a bit of art of Estrella completely defeating Ishtar into the ground. Like,
I'm still honestly waiting for. I really should probably look up Estrella's translated lines, because I know there is a dialogue with her and Ishtar.
In essence, she calls her useless and laughs in her face.
Ha! Sorry.
Meanwhile, she's somewhat confused by Ereshkigal, but gives her a pass because she's adorable. I'm not kidding. She essentially gives her a pass because she's kind and sweet. And look, she tries to act very royal, but she fails at it horribly, which to her is a win because Rin failed at being regal. And because she strangely seems to have a soft spot for Ereshkigal.
To be fair, Eresh is essentially just the gentle, and Eresh is just sweet. Like, there's really no doubt about it. There's no malice or anything with her. She's just sweet.
Well,
she's
Estrella
evil,
Estrella also makes a comment on doing something to her. I couldn't quite figure out what the translation is, but whatever she said she was going to do to her, it was going to be completely humiliating. That's all I could really get from it.
Knowing Luvia, probably was going to feel her up.
Or strip her, or something like that.
To be fair, she's done both.
What?
She's done both.
She has?
If I'm correct, Luvia's done both.
We're gonna talk about this after the stream, okay? In text, because that. Okay.
If I'm correct, I could be wrong. I'm just assuming because if it's like a scene in I think the Prisma Ilia anime.
Okay,
a scene in the Prisma.
She does actually take off Rin's maid dress, which is probably because Rin is Luvia's maid in that, because reasons. It's weird.
I'm gonna assume Lostbelt.
No, Rin has nowhere else to stay.
Oh. Oh well.
She does actually take off her dress rather forcefully. Which is so dumb. They essentially get into a cat fight. Draven, that's it.
You sure? Because I swear there was one more event.
I'm checking right now. The only other event is the one with Bartholomew Roberts.
Okay, yeah, we don't need to talk about that then.
Never talk about that, please. Like, there's not even any information for it on the official site. It's just... They literally just reuse Shinjuku assets.
Yeah.
To tide us over until, I guess, Lostbelt 4.
There's a rerun event.
No, there actually doesn't appear. There actually isn't a rerun event.
Oh, no. The thing that was to hold us off was the... I remember in particular what it was. The thing that to hold us off was the strengthening quests. Well, not the strengthening quests, but the interludes.
Hunting quest, you think you mean?
Hunting quests and the interludes. Because we got a few new ones, including interludes that literally gave Li Shuwen a costume where he's not wearing his glasses in his first and second ascensions.
Okay, then that's weird.
Which I don't know why he removed the glasses. They're the best part of his first and second ascensions.
Oh, fair.
And his third ascension makes the most sense to me without the glasses because he got the fucking sweet-ass jacket.
We're out of things to talk about for this particular stream, Draven.
Yeah, the only thing that's left is the characters. Which
we'll have to do another stream for. They're gonna be separate streams. Well,
yeah,
for now, this has been Roxas Shade.
And the ever-famous vagabond commentator that is occasionally here on weekends.
Speaking of... Freight Runner Lostbelt, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.